Breaking down Arizona Wildcats football, I am David Kelly, joined as always by my man Glenn Howell, U of A football class of 1985. And Glenn, I want to go a little bit extra on this possible breakup of the Pac-12 conference with the pending departures of USC and UCLA. And man, it seems like U of A athletics director Dave Hickey can't catch a break. Ever since he got here, seems he's had to deal with one event after another.
I was just thinking the other day, it's like, look at, I feel for Dave Hickey, man. He came into some terrible storms, man. This guy's gone through all kinds of stuff. And what are they going to do as far as the university? Because you're getting pulled by the basketball, you're getting pulled by football, and yes, those other sports, softball, volleyball, and all this baseball, we have a national power in baseball too, and softball. And now it's women's basketball are really good. So we're really on the rise. And then all of a sudden we get smacked in the head with this. It's just, what are they going to do? What kind of decision? This is a major decision for the University of Arizona going forward, coming up here in the next couple of months.
Well, Glenn, I think the good thing is that you have a president in Dr. Robert C. Robbins who is proactive. He is one of those leaders who is going to be at the forefront of the line of whatever that next step is for this athletic department. I know a lot of people don't necessarily like that he has such a big hand in all of this on the sports side, but this is the type of situation where you need your boss to have a big say in what the next path is going to be. And just getting back to some of the things that I think are going to be good for Arizona. Anything that aligns with Texas is good for Arizona. I've always talked about how Arizona football has got to recruit Texas. Mike Stoops was great at that. Rich Rodriguez kind of got away from it until the end. You've got to get those kids. There are so many good football players down in the Lone Star State. And anything that aligns with those schools, Baylor, Houston, are two important schools on my list. They play football well. They play basketball well. Baylor plays women's basketball well. They play softball well. All the Texas schools play baseball pretty well. Oklahoma and Kansas also, those are states I think if you're Arizona, you need to be aligned with.
And you got to look at the TV markets. SMU's in Dallas. Right. You got all these different markets, and that's what's driving all this stuff. You look at, Arizona State might be in, I hate to say it, a better position. They have a bigger television base. But I think we have better programs. We have better programs than them. So I think that you got to look at that. It's all looking at the basis of television marketing and marketing dollars for them.
Yeah, and as much as I hate to see the disintegration of the Pac-12, obviously the schools in the Pac-12 North, I could walk away from those schools. I can walk away from the Oregons and the Washingtons, Cal and Stanford. I think Colorado and Utah, those are close enough that you want to try and keep some type of relationship with them, again, because overall, you're talking about, is it easy to get here and there? It's much more easier to get to Salt Lake City and Denver than it is to get to some of those places in the Pacific Northwest. And I think that plays more to your financial future as well on the Olympic sports side.
And if you're looking at some of the things that are happening, we might have to be getting a branding AD, because look at Oregon, how they have branded themselves in Eugene and with Nike, and how they branded themselves. So everybody around the country wants Oregon gear, all those kinds of things. And we have to maybe have a branding person that's going to be able to brand us and make us more viable outside, past New Mexico, going east. How are we going to brand ourselves? And, that's a perfect example, because, Eugene's got what, like 100,000 people,
yeah.
And that's everybody's chomping at the bit maybe to get Oregon, and that's what we have to really look at.
Well, you've got to have somebody who has some deep pockets. I mean, Phil Knight has deep pockets, and Arizona needs to find that deep pocket donor. And you get your football program turned around under Jed Fish. Obviously, the guy can sell. He can sell. We're still not sure if he can coach, but he can sell. And I think if you found that deep pocket donor to go along with a football salesman head coach like a Jed Fish, who can put that program back into some type of relevancy, I think you'd be at least on the road to creating that type of brand that you're talking about, Glenn. All right, it's going to be an interesting year, and we are just getting started. Glenn, as always, I appreciate you and all of you as well. Stay with us here at News 4 Tucson for our continuing coverage of Arizona Wildcats football.
Bear down.